Hi, I'm Rosanne and welcome to my garden. As the growing season evolves from early spring to late fall, the garden evolves with it. Some flowers are fading, while new ones are just becoming the stars of the garden. Today, in late July, the garden is at its most bold and colorful. I think that color is a totally personal choice. Some people prefer all pastels, while others prefer monochromatic schemes, such as all white. I like bright color in the garden, at least during the height of summer. I think it's energizing. Let me share with you some colorful scenes from our garden. Here's a view of a south-facing bed in our backyard, beginning with the purple spiked flowers of the hosta, a single remaining cherry calla lily, purple dwarf larkspur, large, deep yellow daylilies, and the bountiful bright red phlox. This garden is at a very colorful moment. Let's take a close-up look at some of the flowers, beginning with the white plume-like flowers of the bugbane. I just love the way the flowers move with the wind. This plant is in partial shade and we make sure it gets watered regularly. It totally dies back in winter and grows this tall in only a few months. Another late July favorite would be the dwarf larkspur. It is such a nice purple hue and it reliably reseeds itself every year. I never deadhead these plants because I want as many seeds as possible. Sometimes I harvest the seeds and sprinkle them in the fall exactly where I want them to grow the next summer. The bright pink blooms next to the larkspur are 4 o'clocks. They're an annual that I grow from seed every year. Each plant gets quite large. The flowers are usually closed during the day, but open in early evening, hence the name. As we move along the bed, big, deep yellow daylilies partially surround our clump serviceberry tree. I like the grass-like leaves of the daylily planted in a mass like this. This large-petaled beauty has been divided over the years and now grows in several different areas of our garden. I think repeating the same plant helps to unify the garden. Planted along the edge of the bed is one of many clumps of lady's mantle I have in our garden. It's incredibly hardy and needs almost no attention. It's done flowering now, but here's a look at it when it was flowering. The chartreuse color of the small flowers brighten the entire bed. And when it rains, its folded leaves look like they're holding little orbs of crystals. As we move to the right of the daylilies, I have a plant that I grow for its unusual foliage, the black lace elderberry. Aren't the intricate purple-green leaves alluring? For contrast, I have 3 feathery silver mound artemisia plants in front of it. If you watch more of my videos, you'll see I use the silver foliage of plants for contrast throughout our garden. To the right, or east, I have the stunning Lord Clayton phlox. The color is bold, but not brash. Isn't this a lovely combination? Red phlox and blue globe thistle. The appeal of the globe-like flower heads is undeniable. They create such a stunning profile in the flower bed. I started these plants from seeds that were a gift from my cousin. I pressed the seeds into the ground in the autumn, and they've been coming up since. They're a native plant, and the bees absolutely love them. To provide some height next to the blue globe thistle, I opted for a 7-foot-tall metal tutor or obelisk. It's a good structural element in a relatively narrow space and looks good even without plants growing on it. This year it is host to heavenly blue morning glories. Although there are no flowers now, here's a look at some morning glories I grew last year. Few flowers can match the electric blue of these morning glories. They are aptly named heavenly blue, and this is the only variety I ever buy. They normally start flowering in August, but September is really when they peak. These are one of my favorite summer flowers. They grow quite tall and they're perfect for this narrow bed. Right here, the bed is only 3 feet wide, so it gives wonderful height in the summer garden. These tall beauties are Golden Glow Rudbeckia. You maybe notice the twine. I do need to tie them up against the fence or they'd flop over. Generally, some sort of support is a good idea, especially when the stems need to support the weight of the blooms. These plants are very easy to propagate. If you start with one plant, before you know it, you'll have enough for 2 or 3 plants. They like to spread away from the fence, so every couple of years I dig up the area and replant the Rudbeckia back where they belong. I have these growing in 4 different areas of my garden. These plants come from my grandmother's original plants. She had them growing against her garage. She was a great gardener, and they remind me of her. Before we finish with the north bed of the garden, I need to show you one more plant. That would be the delightful and compact mini-belled coneflower. I have wire around it because I need to protect this one from our many resident rabbits. Other parts of our garden that I'd like to show you include our anise hyssop, buzzing with bees. It's a native plant and very tolerant of dry conditions. It is so good at self-seeding, you need to be careful that it doesn't get out of hand. Another colorful favorite are the button-like blooms of the bright orange Irish poet tassel flower that I grow each year from seeds. Isn't it just adorable, especially as it peeks out among other flowers? Reaching for the sky in another garden area is Giamani Clematis. These clematis wanted more support than I had given them, so I rigged up a makeshift extension using twine tied to the serviceberry tree. I'm not sure I like how it looks, but it sure worked. These Giamani were started from cuttings that I took from another plant. If you're interested, I have a video on taking clematis cuttings. Lastly, a colorful garden tour wouldn't be complete without a nod to the bedding annuals. This year, I tried Amara impatiens, which are resistant to downy mildew. So far, so good. I have them sprinkled throughout our garden for summer-long color. I hope you enjoyed this colorful garden tour. Thanks for watching.